me see if this is working. Yes. Thank you so much. Keep noting notes from student group from the textile department who are sharing their notes of yesterday's program, but also of the programs they have witnessed in the preliminary program to Are You Alive or Not? And they will continue doing so in the coming days. Okay, very warm welcome to all of you. Many of you have been, this is quite high. I think it's a bit low. Many of you have been here for or joining our project, participating, listening, attending our project for 3 months already, but I know there are also a few people here today for the very first time, and that's why I take just 2 minutes of your time to welcome you to Are You Alive or Not? Looking at art through the lens of theater, a project, a research project, we call it a modus operandi, that has been organized by Studium Generale Rietveld Academie, which is a body within the Rietveld Academy that tries to think together with students and tutors and many guests from outside, and actually in the end addresses together with everybody involved in the academy the question, what does it mean to be an artist in the rapidly globalizing world? What does it mean to be an artist in the global art world? And to that end, we put up every year a research project that combines, since a year as well, where we work together with another body in the Rietveld called Rietveld Uncut, the work of students, the research of students. It combines our own research, it combines the input, the wonderful input from many guests worldwide that we bring in. So this year we took as an inspiration, we departed from Claire Bishop's book, Artificial Health, which is not the book that is guiding us precisely for this whole project. We took it as an inspiration and we keep coming back to it. Just as the project, and I'm learning here from yesterday's performer Rana Hamadeh, the project is not about theater. We're looking at theater, the notion of theater, to learn things about art, about the world, and about theater as well. In the previous months, students have been studying, and you have to realize, and I think you all do, the Rietveld is a school for visual art and design, and theater is not part of the curriculum. So the past months we have been looking into a lot of work of contemporary writers and theater thinkers who are very important also for the art world, but also for thinking in general, I would say. Okay, so this culminates in our 4-day conference festival here at the Brakke Grond, in combination with the research and the work and the projects by students, which you will hopefully go and see in the breaks. And it culminates in a trajectory of 4 days where we have invited a couple of, as we call it, curators, people who take care of thinking through a couple of ideas. We are actually sharing these ideas and these questions with you, and each curator does that in a very outspoken, particular way, coming and drawing upon the work he or she has been doing for a much longer period of time. Before I introduce today's curator, who will take care of a very dense and I think really exciting program, I need to convey few practical messages to you. If you want to look up biographies and it's hard for you to read them in the paper, you can also find them on our website, which is completely prepared for your phones. So on your phones you can also check the biographies and the texts for the lectures. There are Rietveld broodjes for sale at a very friendly Rietveld price in the tent till 3 o'clock. Furthermore, students, of course, have the privilege to be asked to attend this program. We also have many visitors who come not because it's compulsory, because they want to be here, but students attend, and the structure of this and what they have to do, they can also ask with Nikos, he is their host. There's one thing he asked me to convey to you. You have to log in and log out yourself during the big breaks, not the small breaks. And then finally, I think I have said all practical things. That I want to mention that tomorrow there is a masterclass by Dmitry Viljensky, who will also tour the exhibition of the students from Stodelyat, the Russian collective. It's taking place at 5:15, and if you want to participate, please register with Nikos. Having arrived at that point, I'm now very happy to give the floor to today's curator, the only one in the group of 4 people who are taking care of these 4 days, who really works a lot in the theater, but works a lot in the theater as an artist and researcher, and also looks at art through theater for a very long time already. I'm really happy that he took this on board, and I welcome him now here. David Weber-Krebs, your host and guide for today.
Hello. Thank you very much, Gabrielle, to have asked me to do this, to give me the opportunity to do this program. In Artificial Health, Claire Bishop proposes a definition of participation in which people, understood as humans, constitute the central artistic medium and material in the matter of theater or performance. I'd like to extend this definition of participation here today. The work that Andrea Bosit just has presented us offers the perfect opportunity for this. And Andrea appropriated the authorship of a cosmic event which we all have been witnessing. No, not really. I mean, I was with 80 students on the dam today, and we saw it for 30 seconds, and it was a privilege to see it, but it was very short. Even if we haven't seen it, we have been part of it as inhabitants of this planet, as have been all the stones, 4-footed beasts, cars, washing machines, pointy noses, mockingbirds, mangroves, relics, oysters, skulls, cups, deep-sea sharks, electric lighters, Bismarck palms, giant sea slugs, Mongolian poplars, serpent stars, atoms, hearts, deserts, black chimeras, giant mole salamanders, colors, mules, ultrasounds, nightshades, ghosts, horns, noise-cancelling headphones, Texan longhorns, conical hats, internal combustion engines, baboons, parasitic wasps, ovens, forgotten artworks, Australian night parrots, nocturnal birds of prey, tires, nails, planes, fossils, bacteria, laws, global shipping networks, fishing cats, water wheels, anthropomorphic creatures, data structures, green roofs, god objects, chimneys, powerizers, plastic rocks, constructions of many kinds, plasma, fields, forces, reflections, inferences, drops, cells, evaporations, turbulences. I could extend this litany at infinite. It wants to insist on the absolute continuity of the world between human and non-humans. This continuity is at the center of this day. I have invited scholars and artists to reflect upon it and represent different positions of how this continuity is defended and materialized in contemporary arts and performance. And the day is actually constructed in 4 blocks. So the cosmos, the animals, things or objects, and the immaterial. And the cosmos, we have been doing it on the dam from 928 to 1148. And from 12:30 to 2:30 now, we are going to focus on animals, on what Maximilian Haas, one of the lecturers, calls the ones that resembles us the most. And Maximilian is a close collaborator of mine. We are working since a few years on a project that involves an animal on stage. And I'm very happy that he's here because he has been the one who has introduced me to all the theoretical world around the non-human. And this will be followed by a lecture by Jeroen Peters, who is a dramaturg and writer whose original thinking I admire for years. And in the summer, I was attending a lecture that he did in a small cabin, which was a kind of transitional arts institution. And he was very much challenging the very form of a lecture. And we met a few months ago, and we decided that it would be interesting that he would extend this here. And I'm looking forward for also the title, which is "It lay like a log, absolutely motionless and apparently deprived of all its faculties by our damp climate, so inhospitable to foreign visitors." So that's the title of the lecture. And Max and Jeroen will then enter into a dialogue together. Then we will have a pause, and then we pass to the third part of the day, which will focus on things and objects, and things or objects. Objects made by man and non-man-made objects, like, for example, sculptures. And we will all go to the Rode Zaal at around 2:45 to see a reenactment of a performance by Robert Morris, which will last very short. It's like 11 minutes. And then we come back here and we watch a movie, a short excerpt of a movie, 5, by Abbas Kiarostami, and the making of this movie. And those are all introducing the lecture by André Eiermann, who is not here yet, but he will certainly arrive soon. And he's the creator of the concept of the post-spectacular theater, which is, he's very much working into the field of the German theater sciences. And he will actually make the transition to the fourth part of the day, which is the immaterial. And there, I'm very happy to have that André Lepecki and Mette Ingvartsen accepted to my invitation, because they're most asked people. So I'm very happy that André is going to give a lecture. And the title of the lecture is "Darkness as the Key for an Illumination Without Light." And this lecture is actually the perfect introduction for two things, because then 100 people are going to migrate again to the Rode Zaal to see the performance of Mette. And as an alternative to that, André proposed to show us the movie Western Deep of 2002 by Steve McQueen, which was a commission of the Documenta 9. Yeah, I don't know. So this is so 100 people go to see Mette, and the rest of the people can see the film of Steve McQueen. And the whole day, maybe you have asked yourself what this dispositive is. The whole day will be accompanied graphically and performatively by Nikolaus Gansterer, who is gonna make what he calls a trans lecture. That means that he's gonna develop graphically, and with all these objects that you see there, a kind of discourse around the lectures that you will hear here. And Nicolaus doesn't speak during the lectures, but during the Q&A you can for sure also ask him about certain things that he has done and certain decisions that he has made. Okay, then I welcome Maximilian and Nicolaus on the floor.